Okay, so hello everyone. For this video, I'll be taking a crack at this. This is a Sho-Me LED flasher unit. There's a part number here. This is a screw terminal variant. So this is that one that came with the amber wheel and mirror beams that I got. And so I had it set up, wired up according to a wiring diagram that I will superimpose over the screen, minus the fuse, which I forgot. And it died out, I guess. The signal feeding into these terminals, even while the thing is totally unpowered, just killed it somehow, I guess. And I contacted Sho-Me, and they said that, according to my wiring diagram, it looked like it should work fine. It shouldn't have caused any issues. And so they just sent me another one. It was going to be a thing where I send it in for like an RMA or whatever, but then I mentioned that I was in Canada and asked if there's a Canadian depot, and they just said they'd send me one, and they worked out shipping, so that I didn't really get charged anything for it. So I'm just gonna sort of take a look at this thing. It's sort of a rubbery potting compound. Hang on, let me bring that up so you can actually see it a bit better. You can see, you can sort of get into it, so I'm wondering if it might just peel up out of this case and away from everything else. So yeah, I was thinking, if this was a hard one, I was going to mail it off to one of the other people who do YouTube videos. And if I can't get into this, I probably will, but I'll still have this video in. But I'm just going to see if I can get really any sort of, any sort of progress with this thing. I might not do it all on camera. It seems like one of those things that would probably be good to just do idly. But yeah, it's quite a rubbery potting compound. So I'm hoping that maybe I would even be able to possibly, like, repair it or figure out what killed it, at least. I'm not sure. See, it's quite malleable. It's not one of those ones that's made to be, like, reworkable, I don't think. It's way too hard for that. So I'm sort of hoping I can just sort of get a section of it and then sort of peel it out. Be very careful doing that, because holy shit, that's just asking for trouble. I gotta take it off the camera just so that I can get proper leverage. Oh man, this stuff is tough. I don't think there's anything there, actually. I'm going to start from this corner as well, just to sort of see if I can find anything in here. Oh, I felt something underneath, I think. Well, I didn't gouge it too badly. Yeah, we got a little, looks like probably a, well, it's one of those sort of voltage regulator packages. This won't have a voltage regulator package though, so it'll be like a MOSFET or something. Oh boy. A little bit more needed. So I might try a little bit of this in like boiling water and see if that gets it off, but I'm not sure if you're going to be able to make that out. L54ONS, I think, or P44 or P422J. Don't recognize that brand mark, but shit. Yeah, I just scratched something. That's what I don't want to do, because I'm hoping I can get part numbers off stuff. Gouged into that one a little bit. Come on, focus. Oh, that looks like it's just, oh no, there is part numbers on it. I think it's the exact same thing. I'm not sure why this isn't focusing. There we go. Yeah, looks like the exact same part. So that might be the drivers for each channel. Oh, okay. Ah, fuck. Okay, I just lifted up that cap. That's not good. Oh, man. There's another one right there. Fuck. Okay, so this is probably going to be a destructive teardown. Because that one. Yeah, I got two of those out. Not doing so hot, although I could probably order replacements. I won't bother doing that right now. Pretty sure those are the same. That's nothing. I have a feeling there's going to be a lot more sort of things like that in this area. I'm not sure. So I'm going to pause this for a bit, or stop it, and I'm going to boil some water and see how this stuff reacts to being sort of immersed in it. Okay, so I'm just grabbing nice hot water. Okay, I'll put that in there and give it a soak. Okay, camera's a little off. This thing rotates, so I have to offset it quite often. So I'll just give that a few minutes to soak, I guess. Although I will probably... Yeah, it's already having an effect. So I'll just, let this soak for 5 minutes or so, and then pull it out to sort of use a rag to hold it. That way I can get a bit of a better angle on it than just that. Okay, so it's been a couple minutes. I figure may as well give it a try. Certainly smells. It's also coming off way easier now, although I'm not getting as deep, but it could just be because I want to be a bit more careful. Doesn't appear to be anything down here. I think that's the end. Yeah, that's the end of the circuit board right there. It only takes up this little area, kind of like I thought. So I'm thinking maybe they use this for different models. That's why they have such a big package. I do really wish I had thought of this before I screwed up those two capacitors. Also, that looks quite nice with the red work surface, actually. It looks all fancy. There's also a mosquito in here. Awesome. Okay, so those caps are like little surface mount ones that I could probably fix somewhat easily. Okay, come on. Reveal your secrets. Oh yeah, this stuff is coming off just wonderfully now. I'm wondering if these screw terminals are built in. Nope, that's definitely not built in. Okay, oh, a little bit got under there. You can. Oh no, that's bubbles. I thought that was sort of like vias and things. You can't make out some of the traces. So yeah, you could fix this and put more potting compound in it, I think. I'm not sure. And if I do figure out what killed this, I'm figuring it's just some sort of weird issue with it not having input protection. And it does have a ground on it, so maybe it's sort of shorted out through one of the components in here. And I'm just doing the back here because it's like super satisfying. Okay. So yeah, those two caps. Oop. I wonder if I was gonna just go there and there. And I bet they'll be pretty cheap on eBay. But I do want to test to see what's actually wrong with this thing. Though it could just throw parts at it. I might, if I can't figure it out. If it's not like super obvious. I'm not sure what polarity those caps were. I'll probably be able to see it if I go back on the video though. Because I don't think these really have a marking. But it does seem to only be a 2-layer circuit board, so I could probably reverse engineer it. I've tried reverse engineering before and it just didn't really keep me super interested in it, or I just went about it wrong, so it was kind of more difficult than it should have been. I don't know. Oh no, that's still visible. Okay. Yeah, so I'm assuming basically this is sort of some power regulation stuff here, and then this little chip will be what controls it. And it'll just send a couple signals down to these transformers stroke MOSFETs with the patterns, and this is the input to change the pattern itself. So the issue was one of the outputs was stuck at like 3 volts. It wouldn't go up anymore. It wouldn't go up to the 12 volts it's supposed to. Although it did kind of try to strobe, but the other side wouldn't turn on at all. Ah, fucking hell. Yeah, we figured that was coming, weren't we? Didn't we? Fuck. Oh yeah, look at that. Awesome. So yeah, those are all just sort of soldered in. Ah, God. Oh no, that actually broke the skin. Awesome. So this will be marked with my DNA in case anyone steals it. Those capacitors don't seem to be in there very securely. Probably just got all three. I think that was the same. I'll give you guys a little overview of the board now that we have it sort of depotted. For this chip, it's never gonna... oh, maybe. I believe that's the right orientation to read it. I'll just take a picture using my camera and superimpose it. Oh, God, that stings. On top, because this thing has a super good camera. Fuck. Yeah, so it was kind of strobing. So I just have a feeling that it is possibly these that went. They're big enough that, I mean, I don't have any SMD reworking stuff, but it shouldn't be all that difficult. Hopefully isn't that microcontroller, because that's going to be something custom programmed. I can pretty much guarantee it. Just trying to go in from this side instead. Yeah, so if you have a sort of rubbery tough potting compound, hot water does the trick on that. This is the first time I've ever really depotted anything. So I'm happy with sort of how well it went, and god damn, that stings like a bitch. Wow, what the fuck? I've stabbed myself before, but that just stings like to a ridiculous level for some reason. I wish I had something a little more gentle. I have some tweezers I'll probably try to get these little tiny bits in the edges out with. But all the component values are marked on the PCB, which is a nice touch. That's sort of a sign that it's some quality engineering that went into this. And so it would be fun to fix it. I probably won't put it into use or anything. It'll just be a fun project. I won't be mailing them back their other one. Because I do want it to be, you know, weather resistant. I don't feel like buying a bunch of potting compound just for this thing. But I mean, it's basically just, you know, this case. Slap that. Yeah, and they're like so. And fill it up again, maybe with some resin or hot glue. Clear resin would be cool, because then you could see the workings. And I bet you can get some pretty cheap, actually. Clear all this black stuff off as well. There's a little resistor down there. Well, there's a couple of them down there. Right there you go. So, yeah, I see. Oh, that looks like that might be a couple input protection diodes there. That's the ground. That's the left and right input. Possibly. or left and right output actually, and yeah, so those just tack down from those there. So I'm thinking maybe it is these that went. I'm not quite sure what they are. I'll put in the video description or in a little note now what these two things are with. I'll just mark it over. I'll take a nice picture of this and then superimpose the things with like little fancy graphics and stuff. I mean, not too fancy. I don't get paid for this shit, but you know, kind of fancy. Yeah, that's pretty much as far as I'm going to get with this thing. So I'll use some tweezers to get the finer details out. I'll soak it a little bit more too, probably. But yeah, so that is the inside of this this Sho-Me flasher unit, strobe flasher. Have we got the part number? For, yeah, again, 11-1005 TSF. So yeah, we'll just do another little sort of tour around that. That looks like a programming header, actually, JTAG there. So that might be sort of like a common chip, I'm not sure. I'll take some high-res pictures, well, highest res pictures. And so yeah, that'll basically be the end of the video aside from those at the end. So if I make any more progress on fixing this thing at all, parts will be probably cheap enough that I can just grab some caps and these two things here and just toss them on there. I probably won't reverse engineer this. You can probably do it yourself from the pictures actually once it's set up if you really wanted that done. I'm just not going to find the sort of joy of doing that, I don't think. So yeah, hope you enjoyed the video. If you have any comments or anything, let me know. Totes. No. Toodles. That's the one.